In today's video, I'm going to give you my crypto prediction on the next bull run. So if you don't know me, my mission is to help people escape the financial rat race. I'm just trying to help, and I hope you find this educational. Before I get into my prediction, it is very important that I show you this first so you know that I am not BSing you. I want to show you this video clip, and this is coming from May 18th of 2020. So we're talking about more than 2 years ago. Some YouTuber made a video about me. I don't know his name. I don't want to know his name. May of 2020, so take a look.
The last one we're going to talk about is Clear Value Tax, who seems pretty smart about this because he already probably analyzed the same information and realized that he does need to pivot and build out a community elsewhere. It looks like he's mostly focused on investing apps, which I think makes sense, as well as crypto, which I think is a bit weird, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so he said that what I'm doing with cryptos is weird, but let's see what happens. You know what happens? I got people into Bitcoin at $3,000 to $5,000. I made people a lot of money. He made his video right about here, which I circled in red, and that was the price of Bitcoin at the time. He said that was weird of me because I was talking about cryptos before Bitcoin was all the craze and before it skyrocketed up. Now, let this be a lesson. This is a classic example of what separates people that know what they're talking about versus clueless people that criticize others. I want to be crystal clear. I have nothing against clueless people. I do have a problem with clueless people that criticize others. So I want to throw some knowledge on this guy. In investing, the concept is you buy low and you sell high. So I was telling people in 2019 to get into cryptos when Bitcoin was in the $3,000 range. I don't see what's weird about that, but that's just my opinion. I want to give you a free lesson. With investing, buying low, that's not enough. Buying low is only half the battle. You need to know when to get out as well. You don't want to end up like Dogecoin Millionaire or Dogecoin Thousandaire. So I want to show you this. I made a video on February 8th of 2021. So that's right around here. The title of the video was Sell Your Bitcoin in April through October of 2021. The crash is coming in 2022. The title of the video, I mean, I could not have made that any more clearer. So I've circled April of 2021 and October of 2021. That's when I said to sell your cryptos. You show me anyone that has done better than me on cryptos on when to buy, when to sell, and a crypto crash warning. And I want to see the proof because talk is cheap. And you may think, oh, I could have just changed the title of my video. Then I encourage you to watch my video for yourself, which I'll link down below. But I'll show you 2 clips from my video, which cannot be modified after it's uploaded. So the first clip is in the introduction, literally the first second of the video. In this video, we're going to talk about when to sell Bitcoin. If you look at historical patterns, after Bitcoin halves, it goes on a bull run for about 12 to 18 months where the price, it just keeps on going up and up and up. But after that, it crashes, and it crashes very hard. We're talking 80% to 90%. And this cycle, it just keeps on happening over and over and over. And if you think that you're going to be safe in other coins, you most likely will not be, because when Bitcoin crashes, it takes down about 99% of all other coins. It drags them down as well. So we're going to talk about logically when to sell Bitcoin. I want you to keep in mind that that was the introduction of my video. So it wasn't like it was an obscure clip that was buried deep down there. That was how I started my video. And then at the 1 minute, 23 second mark, I gave you the prediction on when the bull market will end. Just based off the timeline, then we can predict that the next time the crash will happen or the next time the bull market will end will be somewhere in between April of 2021 until October of 2021. Okay, so you saw the video clips for yourself and you know that I'm not BSing. So the question is, how did I know that this was going to happen, and how did I know when it was going to happen? Do I have a crystal ball? Am I from the future? I'll respond with, you know why? It's because this ain't my first rodeo. It's called experience, competency, and analysis, basically due diligence. So the same thing happened in 2017 and prior. It was the same setup. for 2022, and the cycle is set up to repeat in 2024. I want to tell you something so that you can save a lot of money, you can make a lot of money as well. I look at these crypto YouTubers and influencers that just discovered cryptos in 2020. So it's your typical blind leading the blind. You know, I find it very funny and cute and cringeworthy as well. But anyways, I showed you those clips. If you don't believe me, you can ask CoffeeZilla. So CoffeeZilla makes videos of other YouTubers and influencers that are scammers or sketchy or don't know what they're talking about. So back in 2020, I spoke with CoffeeZilla on the phone, and he thought about trying to call me out for talking about cryptos. But he realized that I was right, and he decided to leave me alone, so you can ask him for yourself, which is why you will not see me on his channel. Now, let me tell you what I see happening with cryptos. In 2023, we're going to get a teaser rally. It's not going to be the big one. It's still going to be sizable. It's going to be similar to what happened in 2019. It'll be a bigger rally, but we'll give back the majority of the gains. Let me tell you about the real rally, the big one. The last Bitcoin halving was in May of 2020. The next Bitcoin halving will be in the first half of 2024. It's most likely going to take about 12 to 18 months for Bitcoin to peak from that halving event. Therefore, we can expect the peak of the next bull run to be in the middle of 2025, plus or minus a few months, because as I said, 12 to 18 months. So that is the baseline scenario. Now, I want you to think about it. I just told you about 2023, 2024, and 2025. Let me explain this to you in more depth. 2023, we get a teaser rally because sooner or later, the Federal Reserve will have to fully pivot. There's going to be 3 stages of the pivots. You can check out my Fed pivot video. There's a lot of overlap between the stock market and the crypto market when we're talking about the Federal Reserve and monetary policy. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. When the Federal Reserve fully pivots, what's going to happen? They're going to cut interest rates and quantitative tightening will end. So what's going to be the consequence of that? It's going to be 2 things. The first thing is economic expansion, which is going to be good for cryptos. And the second thing, the US dollar will weaken. This is going to be good for most commodities, and that's going to include Bitcoin. Currently, quantitative tightening is crushing the financial markets. We're talking about the debt market, the stock market, the crypto market is no exception. You might as well throw in the real estate market as well. So how do you think I saw this coming? I'm not a magician. I just know the Federal Reserve, financial markets, and economics. So that's how I knew that all of this would happen as I predicted. So my question is, how did you not see this coming? If it's because of inexperience, I get it. I mean, everyone starts off as a beginner. So I'm here to educate you, so you should really consider subscribing. Now, let me give you an inevitable fact. This cannot be contested. This is factual, inevitable, unavoidable, 100% going to happen. Currently, the dollar's strength is ridiculously strong relative to other currencies. It's because of a tighter monetary policy by the Federal Reserve to fight inflation. We all know that. So this is a headwind for Bitcoin and for all cryptos. Quantitative tightening and dollar strength will reverse course. It is inevitable. It's just a matter of time. So with what I just told you, how could you not make money off the situation? If you want more information on this, I already made a detailed video on this. The reversal is expected to occur in 2023. It's because the federal government took on too much debt to fund their excessive spending. So the federal government will not be able to afford the interest payments if these tighter monetary conditions persist for much longer. They will have to pivot, and I expect that pivot to happen in 2023. Interest rates will be cut and the dollar will weaken. That's 2023. In 2024, we get the Bitcoin halving. That's when we're quietly going to begin the next bull run. The actual halving event, so don't get confused on this. The actual event, it's not going to be met with fireworks and a big pop in price. It's going to be quite the contrary. It's going to be very uneventful. Then in 2025, because of basic economics, supply and demands from the 2024 halving, and a favorable macroeconomic environments, that's going to be a tailwind for cryptos. 2025, that's when you want to get out. You want to buy low and sell high. You want to get out at the top. Even though I'm telling you all of this, people are still going to screw it up. I know it, it's guaranteed. People are going to get impatient. They're going to FOMO into buying shit coins. They're going to get suckered into pump and dumps. They're going to get greedy. They're going to get emotional. People are going to be irrational. Additionally, people are going to mess up their entries, their exits, and bankroll management. So quick word of advice. If you're going to buy something, whether it's going to be a stock or a crypto, you don't just go all in. You need to take staggered approaches, DCA. The same thing is going to apply to when you sell your exits. Listen, if you don't know what you're doing, just please be careful. I would recommend that you learn as quickly as possible, as much as possible. Use common sense and just watch yourself. Just be careful. I'm also inviting you to join our Patreon page. We have exclusive content over there. I'm just trying to help people out. I'm also showing you what I'm doing. We have a great and helpful community, so please check it out. I'll leave a link down below. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and take care.